the Good Neighbor Settlement House is really emblematic of the culture that we have here about taking care of each other, especially the people that need help the most. That I think that really it tells the story of really who we are.
Good Neighbor Settlement House was born in 1953 out of the Settlement House movement, and a group of United Methodist women decided to come together to provide services to the Brownsville community. That included education, health, and other supported services that the Brownsville community, particularly the Buena Vida neighborhood, needed.
When the settlement house was organized, I was part of the First Methodist Church and the youth group there. I was 53, I was 17 years old, and we were very active in the church. And in fact, the lady who became my mother-in-law was one of the founders of the settlement house, Mrs. Pace, Zenobia Gilmore Pace. And the other lady was Mrs. Filan, Mrs. Gilbert Filan, and Mrs. Tom Sweeney. And they were members of the women's group at the church, and so they saw a need that, there was, and so they got together and decided they were going to do something for the downtown area of Brownsville. But in those days, women couldn't do that. Women stayed home and cooked and had babies and did the washing. But they got together and they convinced their husbands to get the property and get organized, and their husbands were the original board members, because women couldn't hold a position like that in 1953. Also, there were some women from the El Buen Pastor Methodist Church right across the street from where the settlement house is located. The pastor's wife was Mrs. May Alvides. Another lady from the El Buen Pastor Church was Mrs. Cavazos. They put it together, the building was obtained, and they started having with cooking classes and child care classes, and they had a mother's club, they called it, and that group turned into a quilting circle, and they made beautiful quilts for probably 30, 40 years that were highly prized by people who bought them. That was how they raised money for what they did at the settlement house. I was a teenager, and Mrs. Filan's daughter was a good friend of mine, so we'd go down in the afternoons and help the kids with their homework and do some tutoring.
The thing that really brings a smile to my face whenever I walk into the Good Neighbor Settlement House is when I walk in there, I think about all of the people that have walked through those doors going back 70 years, right? Starting in the 1950s and moving forward. One person after another, after another, after another, until you think about the impact. Hundreds of thousands of people have been through Good Neighbor Settlement House and received help. Some of the programs that Good Neighbor Settlement House is really having the biggest impact in the community with really starts with the heart and soul of our organization and what we do, and that is our soup kitchen, which gives meals to those most in need, largely our homeless populations, on a daily basis. We follow that up with a food bank that is available to low-income people in Brownsville, as well as, lastly, we have our respite program, which is helping migrants in need as they go through Brownsville and on to the rest of the country. So it's really a three-part program that we have right now that is trying to address different communities, but communities that all have one thing in common, which is they need somebody. They need somebody to step up, look them in the eye, recognize their humanity, and provide them with those basic needs that can get them through their day, then thus get them through their week, and then get them through their journey.
We've adapted based on the needs of our community. We started as a settlement house, providing supportive services to low-income families in the Buena Vida neighborhood. And then we transitioned into supporting our unsheltered community in Brownsville. So we support the homeless community, we support the migrants that are arriving, and we continue to support our Brownsville neighbors in the area of Buena Vida.
Good Neighbor Settlement House has been around for ever since I can remember. I see where they've gotten better at everything, right? Their kitchen has been remodeled and it's really big. So now you can feed more people. You can provide meals. You know, they provide the breakfast, lunch, and dinner for so many. And them being able to go in there and having a place to shower or to change is so important because people can go in there and do that.
Volunteering at Good Neighbor Settlement House is such a rewarding experience, and there are so many reasons for that. I think in today's society, we often have a hard time genuinely connecting with others, especially genuinely connecting with strangers. Where do you even go to have that kind of experience? Good Neighbor Settlement House is where, right? That is where you are going to be, and you are going to connect with another human being, and you are going to be able to help them, but then they're also going to be able to help you, to bring you new perspectives, to have you a whole new vision of the world that you maybe never even conceived of before. And that back and forth, that is so rewarding and fulfilling. And to know that you're stepping into an organization and you're continuing the legacy that has been going on for 70 years, right? You think of the volunteer after volunteer after volunteer that has been there providing those services. And now when you walk through the door, you're the next one to pick up that spoon and to serve that food and to keep that going. Is just, there's nothing that compares to it. Truly, truly.
70 years of service to our community is such a milestone, and having Good Neighbor as a anchor institution downtown that people know that they can go to for any assistance is really a blessing for us. And I just want to thank Astrid and her team and all the donors for supporting this wonderful institution.